Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. If this is your first time here, you're exactly where you need to be. Take a moment to settle in and just breathe. Before we begin, I want you to release any pressure you've been placing on yourself, because this moment is not about becoming more disciplined. It's about understanding yourself on a deeper level. You're not lazy. You're not unmotivated. And you're none the problem. What you're experiencing is a disconnect. A disconnect between who you are right now and who you're trying to become. And no amount of discipline can fix that. Discipline doesn't create identity. Identity creates discipline. Most people try to change their life from the outside in. They create routines. They set goals. They try to stay consistent. But underneath all of that, they still see themselves the same way. As someone who procrastinates. As someone who struggles. As someone who starts but never finishes. So even when they try to change, they eventually return to what feels familiar. Not because they want to, but because their identity pulls them back. Your brain is always trying to stay consistent with who you believe you are. So if you believe you're someone who lacks discipline, your actions will reflect that. Even when you're trying your hardest, the version of you that you're trying to become already exists. She doesn't rely on motivation. She doesn't question herself every time she needs to take action. She moves differently because she sees herself differently. And that's the shift. You don't become her by forcing new habits. You become her by deciding who you are and aligning your actions with that, even when it feels unfamiliar, even when it feels uncomfortable, because growth will always feel unfamiliar at first. But unfamiliar does not mean wrong. It means you're stepping outside of your old identity. So how do you change your identity? You start by becoming aware. Pay attention to your thoughts, not just what you do, but what you believe about yourself. Then you interrupt the pattern. When you hear yourself thinking, "I'm lazy," or "I'll do it later," pause and choose a different response. Not based on how you feel, but based on who you are becoming. You begin to move like her. You make decisions like her. You show up like her. Not perfectly, but consistently. Because identity is not built overnight. It's built through repeated actions that reinforce a new belief. And over time, that new version of you stops feeling like an effort and starts feeling natural. You're not behind. You're not broken. And you're not incapable. You've just been operating from an identity that no longer aligns with where you're going. And the moment you decide to see yourself differently, everything begins to change. You don't need more discipline. You need a new self-concept, and that shift changes everything. If this resonated with you, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.